Tallinn, the capital of Estonia. It looks calm enough now, but 2 years ago this tiny Baltic country witnessed a 21st century phenomenon. The first major war in cyberspace. It was a battle which not only crippled the country's internet system, but highlighted a new kind of war deemed so potentially devastating, even the world's military policeman, NATO, was mobilized. Jan Prisalu works for one of the Baltic's biggest banks. He remembers the first shots being fired.
It was approximately 10 o'clock when I received a call saying the channels were down. And I received an SMS saying that the internet bank had some sort of trouble, that it didn't work, and the clients couldn't use the bank. They didn't know exactly what was going on, and I started to try to sort it out. From previous events, we knew it could be an attack, so we found out quite quickly it was an attack.
Estonia had been expecting trouble, and it all started with a row over a statue. Not any old statue, you understand. It was a Soviet-era memorial which paid tribute to fallen soldiers who died in World War II. Estonia's 300,000 Russian population saw it as sacred to the soldiers' memories. To Estonians, it was a reminder of Soviet occupation. The controversial relocation of the statue spilled into cyberspace chat rooms and blogs, and ultimately it sparked an internet war.
These were service denial attacks, where very many computers sent a lot of queries to our servers. When we usually have thousands of clients sending their queries, now there was 100,000, and they repeated their queries more frequently than people usually do.
Estonian banks weren't the only victims. Government websites and those belonging to national ministries, media, police, and even the national emergency number was zapped by hackers. Estonia's defense minister realized this was a national emergency, the like of which he'd not seen before.
People of Estonia felt that there is a real threat to the national security, to all the people. The tension was high. People wanted to get the news. Very many are online, so they went for news services, and suddenly they didn't have the access. Then they wanted to do their banking via internet, and the banking servers were down. So there was quite an emotional reaction that there's something wrong, well, up to the point that the government is not in charge.
Wave after wave of cyber attacks went on for more than 3 weeks. Estonia, nicknamed E-Estonia as the most connected European country, was effectively cut off. Only one thing to do: call in NATO. Not your typical NATO mission, and one it wasn't sure how to handle.
NATO received for the first time from a member nation an assistance request to defend against the cyber attacks. So NATO was not fully ready for it because it never happened before, but yet NATO put a small amount of assistance in terms of sending an observer there, and after the incidents to put a coordination role by coordinating with the other member nations whatever the assistance available to help the colleagues in Estonia.
Estonia under cyber attack on this scale not only highlighted a new kind of emergency, for the first time it also tested NATO and EU nations about their duties and obligations to come to Estonia's aid. Ian West heads a major NATO cyberspace defence unit.
While Estonia was under the very significant denial of service attacks, NATO too was under attack at the same time from the same sort of attackers. And so we had our own networks to defend as well.
West's team is based in Mons in Belgium. The employees are in military fatigues, but their fight is virtual, behind a computer.
Jeff is one of our analysts. He's looking at tens of thousands of cyber alerts, looking for potential attacks. It's like looking for a needle in a haystack, but with a combination of his expertise and the technology we've deployed, we have a fighting chance.
NATO established its own cyber defense program in 2002, but after Estonia it was clear that hackers could wreak serious havoc on a single member nation's cyber defenses. The rules of cyber war had changed. NATO had to look beyond protecting its own network.
Our utility services such as water, gas, electricity, our air safety services, defence services, and of course our financial services all depend on their computer networks. Take away those networks, interrupt their service, and the effects could be devastating.
Like terrorists, computer hackers know they can mount surprise attacks from anywhere in the world. And in cyberspace, there are plenty of places to hide, detection sometimes impossible. Since Estonia's cyber war, the Tallinn government has warned other nations to be on alert. NATO as a whole has listened. Last year, it set up the NATO Cooperative Cyber Defence Centre of Excellence.
Well, I would say the military term is train as you fight and fight as you train. So it applies same way for the whatever you do, cyber defense. So that's the training, very important. You have to have training on all levels. It's not only the security administrators, IT specialists, but also the regular military members have to know how to deal with those things.
The Centre of Excellence brings together experts from several NATO member states, a sort of cyberspace SWAT team. Together they're developing battle plans to prevent, detect and fight cyber attacks. Plans which are, of course, top secret and behind closed doors.
Behind this door, this is the place where we do the cyber defense research and development. Unfortunately, this is a secure area and I cannot let you in.
But while cameras are not allowed to go behind those closed doors, the hope for the cyberspace SWAT team is that they can keep the hackers out as well. Cyber defense experts argue what makes these attacks so dangerous is they can be launched from computers in one country and spread like wildfire all over the world. Estonia says during its cyber war, attacks came from as far away as Vietnam.
It's very clear that the Estonian economy is very vulnerable to an attack from cyberspace, as it depends greatly on the internet. For example, 98% of bank transactions are done electronically. So of course that means that if you manage to shut down those electronic channels, you'll stop the circulation of money and the economy with it.
Major cyberspace wars like the one witnessed in Estonia are new and very much of the 21st century. Those tasked with defending internet infrastructures are still in training. But what is certain after the Estonian experience is that there's a clear and present danger. Now organizations like NATO are coming to terms with a new kind of terrorist, one you can't see or hear, and one that can strike at will in a virtual world.